The Buddha once said, "There is no fire that burns fiercer than passion, no crime that poisons the heart deeper than hatred, no sorrow more unbearable than separation, no sickness as painful as the hunger of the heart, and no joy as pure and lasting as the joy of Nirvana." These timeless words carry immense weight. But what exactly is this mysterious state called Nirvana? Is it some kind of celestial realm, like heaven? Is it a form of non-existence? Or is it something so profound, so transformative, that it lies beyond the boundaries of what our minds can truly imagine? In today's journey, let's try to understand Nirvana in the most accessible way possible. Let's explore what it really means, not just in words, but in spirit. We'll uncover what Nirvana is, how it can be attained, and why it holds such a central place in the teachings of the Buddha. The word Nirvana has its roots in the ancient Sanskrit language. Literally, it means to blow out or to extinguish. But this raises an important question. What exactly is being extinguished? It's not life, as some might assume. Rather, it is the burning flames of greed, hatred, delusion, and ignorance. The fires that torment our minds and keep us shackled to pain, to craving, to endless suffering. These are the very forces that bind us to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, a cycle known as Samsara in Buddhist philosophy. Now, it's vital to understand that Nirvana is not a location. It is not a place we travel to after death. It is not a paradise with lush gardens and golden skies. Nirvana is not found on any map, nor can it be measured or seen with the physical eye. Rather, Nirvana is a state of consciousness, a condition of absolute liberation and complete inner peace. It is the moment when all suffering dissolves and the mind becomes free, awake, and untouched by pain or illusion. When someone reaches Nirvana, they transcend the cycle of rebirth entirely. They are no longer caught in the loop of karma and consequence. But in order to truly grasp the nature of Nirvana, we must first understand the nature of suffering itself. The Buddha's first and most powerful teaching was this: life, by its very nature, involves. This truth is known as dukkha. But what causes this suffering? We suffer because we cling. We hold tightly to things, people, situations, even to our own identities. We crave pleasure, resist pain, and desperately try to control what is beyond our control. We attach ourselves to the idea of permanence in a world that is by nature impermanent. Everything we cherish, wealth, success, love, beauty, will one day fade. Relationships change, bodies age, loved ones pass away. When things we love are taken from us or altered, we feel the sting of loss. This is the root of suffering, our resistance to the flow of life. The Buddha, in his profound insight, did not stop at merely diagnosing the problem. He went further and offered a solution. He taught the Four Noble Truths, which serve as the foundation of all Buddhist wisdom. The first noble truth: life inevitably involves suffering. The second: suffering has a cause: our attachments, desires, and ignorance. The third: there is a way to end suffering. And the fourth: that way is the Noble Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is a practical guide for ethical and mindful living. It is not a doctrine to be worshipped, but a map to be followed. It includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. When we walk this path with sincerity and consistency, we slowly free ourselves from the chains of suffering and move ever closer to the stillness of Nirvana. Interestingly, Buddhism teaches that there are two types of Nirvana. The first is called Nirvana with remainder. This occurs when a person reaches enlightenment during their lifetime. Such a person is liberated from suffering, ego, and desire, but they still live in a physical body. Their body may age and feel pain, but their mind remains untouched, unshaken, and at peace. This was the case with the Buddha himself after his enlightenment beneath the Bodhi tree. The second type is known as final nirvana, or pari-nirvana. This occurs at the time of death for an enlightened being. Since such a person has already freed themselves from all attachments and delusions, there is no rebirth. They do not return to the wheel of samsara. Their journey is complete. They dissolve into perfect peace, a state beyond time, space, or identity. But what does this peace actually mean? Many mistakenly believe nirvana is like heaven, a reward after death for a virtuous life. Others think of it as nothingness, as a void, a blank space. But both interpretations are misunderstandings. Nirvana is not about disappearing or becoming a ghost in the void. It is the highest possible state of being where suffering, greed, anger, confusion, and fear no longer exist. It is not the end of life, it is the end of suffering. It is the flowering of wisdom, the awakening of consciousness, and the realization of true freedom. To give you a simple metaphor, imagine carrying a heavy load on your back every day of your life. It weighs you down, exhausts you, bends your spine. One day you finally take it off and lay it down. The relief, the freedom, the lightness you feel in that moment, that is nirvana. It is not the escape from life, but the embrace of life without the burdens we create in our minds. Now, you might be wondering, how can someone actually reach nirvana? The Buddha taught that nirvana is not something to be pursued like a goal or a prize. It is not something to chase or to demand. Rather, it is something that arises naturally when we stop clinging. The path is not about gaining something new. It's about letting go of what is false. To walk toward nirvana, we must 1. Practice meditation. Train the mind to be still, to observe reality clearly, without judgment or distortion. Meditation helps us calm the storm within and see life as it truly is. 2. Let go of desire and attachment. The less we cling, the more spacious our mind becomes. When we are not constantly grasping, we begin to feel a sense of inner freedom. 3. Live with ethical discipline. Be kind, be honest, be compassionate. Treat others with the same dignity you wish for yourself. Morality is not about rules. It's about harmony with the world around us. 4. Cultivate wisdom. Understand deeply that everything is impermanent and that nothing external can bring lasting satisfaction. When we see through the illusions of the world, we begin to awaken. The Buddha once said, "There is no path to nirvana. Nirvana is the path." What does this mean? It means nirvana is not just a destination we reach one day. It is a way of living here and now. It is a state of being available to anyone who is willing to see clearly, act wisely, and let go of suffering. Some may touch this realization in this very life. Others may need many lifetimes to reach it. But every step we take along the noble path brings us closer to peace, to insight, and to the end of suffering. Thank you for being part of this journey. If you found this message helpful or inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights from the teachings of the Buddha. May you walk your path with clarity, compassion, and courage. And may you one day lay down your burdens and taste the serene joy of nirvana.